Welcome to Grab Overload. I'm Anthony, and I just want to talk a little bit about the Unifi software and how it's been coming along. And I've been using Ubiquiti for a while. I used their network stuff, their camera stuff. I've suggested to other people and etc. Different areas, different places. But it's worked quite well for me, and in areas I've been using it. And what's been maybe a pain point to begin with was one of the software updates, their firmware updates, etc., across the unified UDM Dream Machine Pro, and at that time it was on OS 1, their OS version. And over the last year, I thought it was never going to get to 3, while I had the Dream Machine SE. I just thought it was going to sit there and everything else. But over this last year, and once they got up to 3, I've been, since I still have access to Dream Machine Pros, in certain locations that I manage, and then I also have a Dream Machine SE. I've been able to see as the Dream Machine finally got there, finally got through the upgrade path to going to 2, was it 2.4, 2.5, then 3.0, and now 3.1. And as Ubiquiti started to add new features in that lineup, as you got to newer OSs, those dream machines that you pros that you've bought way back then, they even have what the dream machine and the dream back there, the little just wireless router and stuff, that was also upgraded up, or they call it the base, that was also upgraded up as well. And these software updates are actually starting to pay off. I've been impressed with how Ubiquiti has started to put in their release notes. I've been impressed with the responses on their forms. Of if you have a question, they seem to have it. I've been doing I've had quite a few different bug reports that I've put into them, and so far they've been able to seem to fix those and get those fixed in a reasonable amount of time. A lot of times I will go and I'll say, hey, I'll go through a form to say, a support form. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but I think this is a bug, and here is the steps, kind of reproduced. Here's the log files. Is this a bug? If it's a bug, I don't necessarily need a workaround. I just want it fixed eventually, because a lot of times don't want to spend the time if you're just going to fix it anyways in an update through software, right? If it's not a critical issue for me, if it's not like a blocking issue, usually if it's a blocking, I've already tried to figure a way around it locally, so I don't have to worry about that. But I will put the bug report in, and I kind of do that with all software, because my point of view is, as a software developer myself, I'd rather have that feedback of saying, hey, this looks like a bug. Is it? Let the developer assess it and get back, say yay or nay. And if it isn't, why isn't it, right? Maybe was already an issue that needed to be updated, or already going to be a fix out, etc. So that's kind of my viewpoint of it. But I wanted to get a video out because just the fact that Ubiquiti has come so far. I know some of my original reviews of Ubiquiti was, I did mention some of their software stuff. It was kind of questionable. There were some bugs in it, a lot of bugs, and it seems like they've starting to round out and start to be more focused on getting those bugs fixed, which is a great progression that they've gone through. Now, is there still more work to do? Yeah, I think so. There's been some, official releases that have gone out, and there have been some issues there, which, they did do the right thing, reverted to a previous version quite quickly on some APs, but that's a little bit harder to do on your when you're doing an OS update, rather, it seems like, than the APs. But overall, I've been impressed with the progression. Now the Dream Machine Pros have been able to be matched with every other Dream Machine in that lineup. The UNVRs, all those OSs are very close in point releases, and they're all, on the same main release. But that's a good sign that Ubiquiti started to clean out their pipeline and been able to get on top of their software releases, which I do appreciate, especially if this is a product that you're recommending for others to use. You kind of want that to be on top of it, because if they're not, then you as a person that recommended it looks, you know, bad, like why is this taking so long? So it was good for them to be able to get those features in there that everyone was being able to use on, you know, 2 and 3, while the UDM, and it took forever, right? Because there was features that I wanted to use in certain scenarios and they weren't available for certain users, and now it's all cleared up. So I wanted to get just a quick video out. I want to see if you are still having issues with Ubiquiti software, and if so, where. I want to be able to, you know, get that feedback in there, and also pay attention to this, because sometimes I'm going to use it in a different way that you are, and I'd like to know those things, maybe even try them out myself, see if I can reproduce the error, because in the end, the more data and feedback, I hope that Ubiquiti takes note and creates a better software stack and a bit more robust software stack, so that we all have a better experience. Because in the end, we're buying this because we believe the product is going to have the good experience that we want, and if it's not, why are we still buying it? And if so, we should be looking for something else, or Ubiquiti does need to step up the plate and fix it. But so far, they've had some great communication here. They've, you know, some of the things I like to see them communicate on some of their products that might need it, but we're focusing here on software right today, and seeing where that goes. But I've been impressed lately. You know, a year ago, I was not impressed. I was, especially late last year, I was getting pretty annoyed that they were not paying more attention and getting the OS updates out for their UDM Pro users. I thought that they should have put more focus on it for a while, and they finally did. And so I've taken some time to really to see if they've ironed out some of those issues, make sure that they're having the upgrade cadence, that if they release it for one product, it's going to be for not all of them, and not just leave one product out. And so far, they seem to be down that way, and that is a good sign. So let me know in the comments below if you're still having issues, what you like to see improved by Ubiquiti, and if you don't use Ubiquiti, what do you use? Because I'm interested in that as well, or maybe what I should try out. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Gray Overload and help this channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, God bless.